Hey guys, this is Elizabeth from Elizabeth's Choreography, and today we are going to do my Quinceañera Reunion Part 2. As you can see, we're not together like we did in the last video due to the current situation of the coronavirus and due to the shelter in place that is going on in Texas right now. But I had convinced the girls to answer the questions and make little videos so that way y'all can get the full experience about what's going on with my choreography. I really hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you again at the end of the video.
Hi guys, my name is Ashley Perez, and the day of my quince was January 26, 2019, and the theme was Beauty and the Beast, and my colors were navy blue, silver, gold, red, and yeah.
Hi, my name is Emily Sanchez. My 15 was August 10th of 2019. I had 8 pairs of couples, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. My theme was rustic glam theme. My colors were burgundy and champagne. I was champagne along with my family, and my court of honor was burgundy. This is pretty much questions about my experience with Elizabeth and overall my 15.
I'm Jacqueline. My 15 was on March 30th of 2019. My colors was champagne. Well, my dress was champagne. My damas were maroon with gold. And my boys wore white. I don't think that matters. Anyways, my theme was flowers because there was flowers here and there.
My name is Giselle, and my 15th date was November 24th, 2018.
My name is Nacy, and my 15th date was June 1st, 2019.
And today, we're going to answer some quince
My name
questions.
is Brittany. My 15 was on October 12, 2019, and my colors were blush, champagne, and burgundy.
Okay, so the first question is, what was it about Elizabeth that made you want her as your choreographer? So I seen her Instagram page, and I liked the choreography she did for other quinces that she posted on there, and I just thought like, oh, she matches my vibe, I like her vibe, so I contacted her to be my choreographer. She said yeah.
So the first question is, what made me want Elizabeth as my choreographer? So me not knowing anything about 15s, my 15 was my very first 15. I had no idea where to even start. So I knew that my friend Giselle had got Elizabeth as her choreographer, and I would ask her questions like, is she good? Is she like strict? Is she like just these questions? And she convinced me to get Elizabeth as my choreographer. So I basically got her through mutual friends. Do not regret it at all, because it was honestly one of like the best experiences I've had with an adult, I guess.
What was it about Elizabeth that made me want her as a choreographer? I don't know. I was looking at her on Instagram, and I really liked how she was doing her videos. Like, I seen her previous videos, and I liked them, and it was like, oh, okay, I want her and stuff.
First question. What was it about Elizabeth that made you want her to be your choreographer? So, I wasn't going to have a choreographer for my quinceañera, but somebody tagged Elizabeth, and I just went through her Instagram, and I looked through her dances, and she had really good choreography, so I feel like I could count on her for my day.
What made me choose her was that I like how she did her choreography, so I was like, might as well get her for my 15.
What was it about Elizabeth that made you want her as a choreographer? I don't know, it's that she gives good vibes. I know that. She makes everything fun, so I would definitely recommend her.
The next question is, what was one of your favorite moves from your quince dances? One of my favorite moves from my quince dances was the end of my waltz. She handed me a bouquet of roses, and then I would spin, go back to my main tremblant, and the rest of my core would like throw rose petals at me. It was just something unique that I don't see a lot of people do, and I really like the idea of that, so that's what happened.
So the second question is, what was one of my favorite moves from my 15? And I personally think the flips for the wapango. The flips, everyone like was just like, in the video, my video from, well, my movie, I guess, you could see everybody's reaction was like, whoa. Especially when the girls had flipped the guys. That was like, I guess nobody has seen that before, a girl flip a guy. So I think that made my dance like more memorable. Like oh, I remember this. These two girls flipped 2 guys. So I think that was probably one of my favorite moves. Although during the practices they did not go so well, but I'm really glad the day of it was perfect. Nobody got hurt.
What was your favorite moves from your quince dances? I really liked all of them, but my favorite for me, like the part that I did, was the dip where my main chambelán dipped me all the way to the ground. I don't know, I liked it. Yeah.
What was one of your favorite moves from your quince dance? I think it was the bachata at the end where the girl leans back and the boy holds her boot.
Second question, what was one of your favorite moves from your quince dance?
Mine was when my partner twirled me like 3 times and at the end I spinned out because of how much
It was so fun. Mine had to be the valse when my chambelán would like lift me and I was just like up in the air waving, and the bachata with all the moves.
So what are some rules that she has for the practices and the day of the 15? Elizabeth isn't really strict. I mean, she is, but like not over the top strict, you know? So she didn't really have rules. The only rules she had for the week of the 15 was to not use your phones, and to show up. You had to show up because some people would either be working or just wouldn't show up, or they couldn't because of something, which is understandable. She wanted to make sure that everybody got the dances down, so that was like her top priority, to make sure everybody was there and focused and not goofing off like the first few practices we had. But as for the day of, there wasn't really any rules, just to make sure to smile a lot, because I would not smile at all during practices for the dances. The day of, I was smiling so hard because I would see her be like, smile, smile. I'm like, okay. But yeah, if you're playful, like really playful, it can get annoying and like want her to be more stricter and put like more like andale échale ganas, you know? But you have to have both like playfulness and be responsible at the same time. You can't just be playful throughout the whole thing, because it would get on the quinceañera's nerve and the choreographer, because you're just wasting her time and everybody else's time.
Some of the rules that she had for us, she didn't want us playing around. She wanted us to take it serious, because at the end of the day is the time she took for all that, and for it not to end up being something bad.
What are some rules that she has for the practices and the day of the quince? Don't play around.
What are some of the rules that she has for the practices and on the day of the quince?
For practices, she really wants you to be there on time, and
She wants everybody to be there. And for the day of the quince, she wants everybody to be there on time. You cannot be late.
If you can describe her teaching in one word, what would it be in mine? One word I could describe Elizabeth's teaching is visual, because she'll like actually show us how to do the moves. And not a lot of choreographers do that. They'll just tell you what to do. And she actually is like, she uses me as an example, and she like tells us how to do a certain move and stuff.
Is, if I could describe her teaching in one word, what would it be and why? I would describe her as, well, actually 2 words: quick and creative. Quick because she would like automatically know what she would want to do with the songs, and like I felt like it was moving a little bit too fast because I have never done this before. So I was like, ooh, what if I don't remember this? Like I was like, this is going a little bit too fast. But for everybody else, I was just like, bruh, this is normal speed. You just, you know. Creative because she would come up with some dances like on the spot, because I changed 2 songs. I think I changed the cumbia to another cumbia and the huapango to another huapango, because we haven't started on that yet, so I had time to change my mind. So she came up with a dance for the cumbia the day I had switched the cumbia. So I would say quick and creative.
Describing her teaching, I would say fun, because from everything she makes the situation fun. Like, I don't know, just from experience, like she's really fun in general.
Is if you can describe her teaching in one word, what will it be and why? I would say open-minded because when you do the dance and she just comes up with it as she goes.
If you can describe her teaching in one word, what would it be and why?
Motivated.
Creative.
Yeah, and creative.
She just tries really. She's good at it.
The next question is, what is your favorite memory with Elizabeth? Well, my favorite memory with Elizabeth is during my quince practices, during our breaks, because during our breaks, my mom would feed my whole court, and yeah, that was just a place, the time we could chill with each other and like not worry about the dances and stuff. And we just, me and Elizabeth would like eat together, like eat whatever my mom made that day, and we'll just spill tea. And if you were in my court, you know, the tea that was spilled. And yeah, and Elizabeth liked my mom's cooking for some reason. I mean, it's good, but she like loved it.
The next question is, what is my favorite memory with Elizabeth? Honestly, a lot. There's a lot of memories that is very like memorable and like special. I think my favorite memory with her, probably the day me and my court, well, half of my court, not even half, like some of my court, we went to the movies and we went to watch Child's Play, I think that's what it's called. We just had like a day, like not talking about the 15, and just had like a chill day at the movies, but it was pretty fun. Yeah, she's just like very chill. Like any moment with her will be like very fun because she's like very funny.
My favorite memory with Elizabeth was this one day we went shopping for the things that the girls wear on their wrist, and I don't know, we were just talking back and forth. She was telling me about situations she's been through and what I was going through. She was just helping me out, and I really love that about her. Like, I don't know.
Your favorite memory with Elizabeth? I had so many memories with Elizabeth. I think my favorite one is when I first met her in Giselle's 15, one of her older quinceañeras. Like, we were always laugh at practice, you know, just chill.
Okay, what is your favorite memory with Elizabeth?
Mine would have to be that we were planning everything such quickly because my 15 was planned under a month. And well, my favorite memory was on how she came up with all the dances in like a week, or like most of them in a week.
Really fast.
Yeah, she works really fast, and that was my favorite memory.
My favorite memory be all the times we went out to eat. You know, me and Elizabeth always went out to eat.
Chick-fil-A.
I was grateful for Elizabeth the day of my quince because she helped me like go to the restroom and like help my mom like do some things. And I was not just grateful for the day the day of my quince, I was grateful for her like throughout the whole process of my quince, because she really helped out my parents a lot, especially my mom. Like, we didn't know how to plan a quince at first, and like she would like tell my mom like what we should do to make my quince better, like have a schedule and everything. And she helped my mom through that. And then she also helped us, like, also the day of the quince, like say our names like on the microphone, because we didn't have nobody to do that. So she just like did that for us, and I think that was like pretty nice.
So the next question is, what did she do the day of your quince that you are grateful for? The day of my quince, she helped a lot. She was everywhere. Like, she was like over here, trying to get everything in order. One thing I do remember is that she was with the DJ because he messed up the song of the Wapango. He made it way longer than it should have been. So she gave me and everybody else a heads up saying that to not quickly go into the next song because the other Wapango was going to be extended because he didn't have the right timing, if that makes any sense. So she gave us a heads up to not start quickly because the song was still going to be playing, so we wouldn't look dumb. I mean, we did, but you know. Also, before guests started arriving, we practiced in a room behind the table of honor. One of my friends had spinned me and my crown had started falling, and I was like really worried about that. You could tell that I was like uncomfortable. I was like, I don't want my crown falling. So she would help me put pins in it to make it stay up. She helped me lace up my dress because we had got home very late. I was running late on my makeup and my hair, and everybody else was already in my house. So the quinceañera was running late. So we had to quickly rush and get my dress on because the party bus was already here. And my mom still had to get her dress on for the misa because the misa was like in like 10 minutes after I had got home. So she helped me lace up my dress, and my mom and my tia were doing theirs, because if she had done mine and my mom had did mine and did hers, we would have like been late. She helped with the tying of my dress. Yeah, that's
Something she did on the quince and what I'm grateful for is for her time. She was a stress reliever for my parents, for me. She took us breakfast, me and my siblings breakfast that day. Well, like, yeah. And she helped me put on my dress. She was just a big help that day. She took her time on everything at the salon, and then practicing again before the dances and stuff like that.
What all did she do for the day of your quince that you were so grateful for?
I like how she was here early. Like, she came early. Once I woke up, she was already here, and she was helping me around, helping me with my tiara and my dress.
So for me, she also got there early, and I did not want to eat that day, so she brought me Starbucks, which was kind of like the only thing I had that day to eat. I did not want to eat, and yeah, she was there early, and she put on my dress, and so yeah.
I would go back to the day of my quince and change some things that happened. One of my chambelanes, he dropped the cup, like the brindis cup we drink, because we have a dance for the brindis, and then he dropped it, and then like it spilled all over the ground. Yeah, and then another thing that happened, somebody fell. Somebody fell picking up the drink. No names or nothing, but it was like, I didn't know about it until like my parents told me, because I was focused on something else. And yeah, I heard somebody fell. That was kind of funny. Now that I look back at the video and I can see it, I'm like,
So the next and final question is, if I could change something from the day of my quince, what would I change and why? Personally, I don't think I would change anything. I like how everything turned out. I feel the way it happened was supposed to happen. I would probably change the moment Elizabeth had to go to like emergency care, because that was very scary. I did not know what was happening, so I would probably change that if I could, like her not getting injured or whatever it was. I'm still confused as to what happened to this day. So yeah, I would probably change that.
So if I would go back, would I change anything? I wouldn't change anything about what happened. Like, everything was fun. I had fun with everybody, my damas, my chambelanes, my family, my friends. But one thing I would change is that I didn't get to eat, or because everybody had me going back and forth, But other than that, I'm so thankful for Elizabeth. She's the best out there.
If you could go back, what would you change anything about that day? I think the boys, because they're very playful.
Question: if you could go back to the day, if you could go back, what would you? Is there anything you would change about it?
I would change on how I wore 2 crinolinas under my dress, and I would just suffer throughout the whole day, and that's what I would go back and change.
If I could go back, there's 2 things. Okay, so I didn't change for the vals. If y'all see, I still had on my black Vans. I forgot to change into my other shoes, so when I got lifted, you can see my black Vans like hanging. And the other thing, I had a little crush going on through that time, and so I invited him and his family, and instead of me dancing, I was literally with him like half of the night. And so that's just something I would change. So if you have a boyfriend, do not make him your main chambelán.
That's the main thing you have to remember.
Well, he wasn't my chambelán. He wasn't even part of it.
Don't even invite him to your 15th.
Don't invite him.
Yeah, don't. Because it's not like you're going to last with him throughout your whole life. And you're 15. You're 15. It's always going to be there to remember. And
yeah.
No, it's not worth it.
So, thank you for watching, and I hope we were helpful. Bye.
So that's it, you guys. I totally recommend you well, are you still doing 15s? No, right? Never mind, y'all should have had her, period. Okay.
First of all, I want to say thank you to my quinceañera girls and their families and everybody who has supported me throughout these years. I know recently I haven't been responding to many of y'all or anyone actually, and the reason is because I had a baby back in January. If you didn't know, I was pregnant. She came out beautiful and healthy, and I'm really thankful for that. I didn't want to stress myself out and go into like premature labor. So after my quinceañera in October, that was like end for me. But I do plan on eventually going back to doing quinceañeras. But I'm currently in school to be a medical assistant, which I should be done by December, if I'm not mistaken. But hopefully you guys stick with me until the end of the year, and I will be having spots available for 2021. And I just hope that you guys keep supporting me and following and liking my pictures and sharing my videos. And it just means the world to me to know that such a huge community is behind me. Thank you all again for watching. Y'all have a great day.